Can you hear my dog barking?
It's okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We are on day 3 of the summit, and we are thrilled because I actually, a lot of the people we are interviewing in this summit are all over the country. My name is Dismondy. I'm a children's book author, and who I have on today, Kimber Bishop Yanke, is actually local to me. So before we begin, and as I introduce her, I actually have a testimonial because I have had the pleasure of working with Kimber with my own daughter on the topic of bullying, which is something Kimber has been doing and speaking to. I think it's over 20 years, right, Kimber?
Almost 20.
Oh, yeah. So tell us a little bit more about what got you into this area of your profession.
Sure. It was quite by accident. I was with a mom of a middle school daughter who was telling me all of her woes. And I told her that when my friends and I were in graduate school, we said, we really would like to help girls become confident before they had all these issues. And she begged me to do a program. And that was almost 20 years ago. And I started with self-esteem, confidence, body image, nutrition. But soon after, I got calls about mean girls. And I really started looking into bullying, the mean girl thing. And what I realized pretty quickly was the advice that was being given to kids, which was mostly walk away.
Ignore it.
Ignore it, walk away, act like you don't care, was terrible advice and was only creating victims. And I thought, oh my gosh, we have to teach our kids how to stand up for themselves and how to let people know you don't have the right to treat me like this. And that's how it started.
Such a hot topic. And so for those of you tuning in, we have some live viewers coming on, or you're listening to the replay. Kimber founded kidsempowered.com. Kids Empowered is the organization. They do hundreds of workshops and camps for parents and for children and parents in our local community. And, something that Kimber also does is she does some mom coaching, like parent coaching, virtual, which is awesome. So you do not have to live in Michigan to take on that opportunity. And so if your child is having some friend issues at school and you just don't know how to handle it, go to their website, kidsempowered.com, and go under contact us, and you can learn more about one-on-one coaching. So let's jump into our program today. It is titled The Art of Standing Up for Yourself. Love it. Tell us, how do we do this? How do we teach our children to stand up for themselves? What would be step 1?
So I wanted to explain why I call it the art of standing up for yourself, because it's the combination of the 4 things I'm going to tell you about. One is the voice. The voice cannot be aggressive, angry, sassy, annoyed. That voice is like putting gasoline on a fire. It makes it bigger, the problem bigger. The voice cannot be passive, meek, weak. That tells the person, I have power over you. The voice needs to be what we call assertive, which is firm, matter of fact. Now with friends, we teach kids to have a firm, gentle voice, or we call it gentle firm. It's still firm, but it's a little softer. And then with an unfriendly classmate, firm. And then if there really was a bully, extremely firm. And that is a skill. Assertiveness is a skill.
That needs to be practiced, right?
That's right, practiced. And the best way to practice it is by role playing. The second thing is the body language. Body language tells people how you feel about yourself. It also tells you how you feel about yourself. So we are teaching in every single program we do, we teach confident body language, which is standing tall, chin up, making direct eye contact, and we call it SpongeBob square shoulders. So the kids will remember, instead of SpongeBob square pants, SpongeBob square shoulders. So you want a nice square shoulder. This body language tells people, I am okay. And we tell kids, even if you don't feel confident, fake it until you make it. Because one way to start feeling confident is by acting confident, and that will help the feelings. The third piece is the words. What words can you say? and we call them back pocket responses. We want short little things that you can say, so you're not sitting there going, what do I say? What do I say? And the words cannot be mean, and they cannot be passive. Passive would be like, please, will you stop? No, we are not asking someone for a favor to stop
We're
being mean
beyond
to us.
please when you start
That's right.
disrespecting me.
Yes. And unfortunately, most of our kids starting in kindergarten, preschool are taught ask, please, please, please. So this is something you have to untrain kids to say. Also, we are not asking. We are letting the person know, I am not okay with this and it has to stop. That's the message. So the words that we use are going to send that message. And then the fourth thing is to move on. You say what you need to say and then you move on, because a lot of kids will get into an argument. If the kid says something like, let's just say I was making a comment about your shirt and I called it a blue shirt and it's green. Many kids would argue about the fact that this is a blue shirt, or this is a green shirt, not blue. And then they get into the trap. So all we're trying to do is not give any truth or give agreement. We're just letting them know what you're saying, even if it is true, what you're saying is not okay. And we say, move on.
Like a fast forward button. That's how I taught my daughter. It's like the remote control. You're not rewinding. You don't need to go back and rehash it all. Move on, fast forward, move on. There is no rewind in this situation. So there's 4 steps. Kimber, could you walk us through a common unfriendly, mean child situation? Then, show us how a child would use these steps to handle that situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I will give you an actual example of something that happened to a middle school girl. She was being pinched in the hallway in the bathroom. She even had bruises on her. And the parents went in, met with the principal. The principals, sadly, let's just call my girl Marcy. Marcy didn't even know these girls' names. And sadly, the principal could guess who they were because they had a reputation as being mean girls. So the girls got in trouble and it stopped for a while. Mom goes into parent-teacher conferences and one of the teachers says, hey, did you know that the pinching is still happening? Mom goes home to her daughter and says, Marcy, why didn't you tell me this is happening? And what Marcy said, which is what many bullied kids say, and this breaks my heart, she said, I've accepted it. They got in trouble. There's nothing anyone can do. I've accepted it. Fortunately, this mom is very assertive, and she said, no way, we're not accepting it. And they found me. And we actually did role plays of where we had kids that would walk up to her, act like they were pinching, and she would practice standing up for herself. Now, did I ever think this situation would happen again? No, but we like to practice with like real situations because then the child remembers it. It's relevant to them.
Okay.
Well, starts 8th grade. Guess what happened? The first week of school, and this is what Marcy says to her mom. She said, Mom, I got a pinch. I was at my locker. I turned around. The 3 girls were standing behind me. She goes, I walked up to them with my strong girl voice, my square shoulders, my direct eye contact. And she said, I know what you did to me last year. You're not doing it to me this year. And she confidently